Okay, students, this is a quick podcast to show you how to use the NCSS 97 statistical analysis software. This is actually the same CD-ROM that came with your Dawson and Trapp biostatistics book. If you're interested in installing it from the CD-ROM, it's actually in the back of your book unless you got the book used. Otherwise, you've already downloaded this from Blackboard, or it is available on Blackboard if you want to download it. Instructions on how to install and how to find the serial number are included on Blackboard, so refer to that for that information. The way you use the software is this. After you install the software, go to your Start menu. You can click on All Programs, find NCSS-Pass, and select that. Then you'll select NCSS. This is going to open what looks like a blank spreadsheet. You need to open some data inside this spreadsheet, and the way you do that is you go to File and you click File and you scroll down to Import. And it's going to allow us to import a file. We're going to select an Excel file. Then I'm going to find that file on my computer right here by clicking Select a File to Import. There's the Dennison data set. I'm going to click Open. I'm going to click Next. Click Next again. It identifies the variables from the top row of the file. I'm going to click Finish. And here we have our Dennison data set open in NCSS. A quick run through of this software. It really is very much a glorified spreadsheet, pretty easy to use. One of the things I've asked you to do, for example, for the practice for podcast 1 was to download this data set and look at cholesterol, total saturated fat, and BMI. So let's take a look at cholesterol, for example. Here's cholesterol in this column. I've asked you to determine the mean, the mode, the median, range, and 95% confidence interval for these variables. So let's do that now, and we will also produce a histogram for this to show you an example. So if I click on Analysis, it gives me a lot of options, but really we're still dealing with descriptive statistics. So I'm going to select Descriptive Statistics and scroll over to Descriptive Stats. It's going to bring up a window where I can put in my variable name. I'm going to delete what's there. The way you enter variables here, I think you can type them directly in, but the easiest way is to click this drop down arrow. It's going to give you a list of all the variables. And I'm going to click cholesterol. If I wanted to have more than one variable, like most Windows programs, you can use Control, hold that down, and select another variable. But I'm just going to use cholesterol for this example. Click OK. Click over here on histogram. You'll see it's going to produce a histogram. You don't have to put anything in here. You've already put the variable in. You don't have to do any of the grouping here. We're not going to filter anything. This is a very simple analysis. So I can click here, play to run the procedure, or I can click run and select run procedure here. So I'm going to click play, and it gives me some output very quickly, so let's take a look at that. The output it gives me is for the single variable of cholesterol. It gives me a count of 168, meaning that there are 168 observations in the data file for this particular variable of cholesterol. Then it gives the mean right here, 163.4. It gives the standard deviation, and then a minimum and maximum, and it also gives us a range. Now if I scroll down looking for the 95% confidence interval. The 95% confidence intervals exist right here. The lower level of the confidence interval is 154, and the upper level for the confidence interval is 172. So we are 95% confident that the mean of 163.41 that we got from this particular sample actually lies between 154 and 172. The other things I asked you to determine were the median and the mode. And you can see right here the median was 148.52. Now what you can see by that is the median and the mean are pretty far apart, which should give you some indication about the actual distribution of this particular sample for this particular variable. And then the mode of the data set was 189.11. That may or may not be very informative, considering that this is what we classify as a continuous variable. Now, there's going to be a lot of information produced by this particular procedure, and you don't really need to spend a whole lot of time looking at the rest of this. It's going to show you things that are really beyond the scope of what you're learning right now. But I do want you to scroll down until you find the histogram of cholesterol. And this is the histogram. You can drag this around, make it bigger so you can look at it and print it out, copy it, paste it, whatever you want to do. Here's the histogram, and you can see we have a long tail out to the right, meaning that we have a skewed distribution, which holds true by looking at the mean and the median as we saw before. So this is a very quick example of how you use NCSS to bring in an Excel file and to analyze the descriptive statistics, the 95% confidence interval, and create a histogram. Now, when you submit for the problem set, please remember to keep all output, attach all output to from your problem set to your submission to Joseph in an email. And this is pretty simple. We can click right here on Save, and it's going to save this output simply as a rich text file, which is a very basic document file that can be opened by Microsoft Word. So you can save it wherever you like in your documents or on your desktop. Just be sure that all of your output is attached to your final submission. Again, if you have any trouble with this, give me a call. Hopefully this will be the solution for those of you that just can't get Enterprise Guide working right now. And good luck.